Alright, hey folks, welcome to another return to Ravnica block draft. This is going to be a 4-3-2-2 draft, and we're just waiting on one more person to join the queue, and we'll begin. I might do more thinking in my head than talking about my picks here in the draft, but we'll see. Hopefully everything obviously works out for us. And away we go. A couple of good picks in this first pack. And based on what we see here, we could be, if we don't pick either the Biashino First Blade or the Cluestone, could be sending a Boros signal. I do like the Unflinching Courage. I do like the Deputy. I do like the Give and Take. And I do obviously like the Biashino First Blade. It's a good aggressive card. It does cost a little bit to bring him out, but you can get him out on turn 3 if you have the means to. I think I like the Unflinching Courage out of this one, though. Hoping that we can start to get a good pass on either Selesny or Boros or Orzhov, possibly. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and pick that one. I do like the Savage-Born Hydra. And as far as other picks in this pack go, do like the Ascended Law Mage. Do like the Beetleform Mage, Krasis as well. Top picks, though, I'm debating between the Savage-Born Hydra and the Ascended Law Mage. Ascended Law Mage works very well with Unflinching Courage with that hexproof. I would like to see this table, though, which there's not a great possibility of that happening if I do go with the Law Mage. But I'm just debating between these two now. Well, we're gonna give it a shot. We'll go with the Law Mage. Probably gonna pick up the Jellin Sphinx. It does work very well with other flyers. Really, other attackers. Also, things to note is Nivik Cyclops can be pretty good. You do want to pick up some instances or sorceries to get him to his full use. Would like to pick up the Guildgate, but definitely can't pass the Jellin Sphinx. So we're going to go ahead and nab that. Luckily, not a lot of great picks that I'm thinking about here. I mean, really, I'm not really thinking about splashing anything for black at this point. Do like the Cruel Warrior for an easy 2-drop, but definitely should probably be taking the Beetleform Mage. And hoping we didn't send too many bad signals that we're probably leaning into the Simic route. Simic Azorius, it looks like. So, yep, we're going to go ahead and take the Beetleform Mage. Do like the Windrake with the route we're going. Armor Wolf Rider is nice. He's a beefy guy. But would probably want to get something a little more aggressive as far as like something like the Windrake. Give and Take is very nice as well. Would like to pick that up if it comes around. And the Cluestone for fixing, another good choice. So debating on between the three, the Drake, the Cluestone, and the Give and Take. I think we're going to go ahead and take the Windrake. Another flyer. And could be helpful. two clue stones that aren't really helping us too much right now because the red source. Nothing else that great in this pack. Don't really like Fight Burst too much. It's not really that great of a. It's not really a trick at all, being it that it's a sorcery. Probably just gonna take the Armored Wolf Rider for a 5-drop, and he could easily be playable in our deck. Yeah, I didn't see that Runner's Bane at first. This is the first time we're seeing this pack, though, it looks like. Could go for the Runner's Bane or the Mana Fix. Leaning more towards the Mana Fix. Someone going into Orzhov could benefit from the Maw and a Pilfered Plans as well. Yeah, especially with the flyers, Runner's Bane is really helpful. Gonna go ahead and take the Runner's Bane and hoping we can get fixing in other ways in the next packs. Nothing that great here. The Mutant's Prey may be helpful if we are to get some Evolve guys, or another way to get counters on some of our guys. I'm not totally opposed to having a Murmuring Phantasm, but odds are I'm probably gonna, if I were to pick it, I probably wouldn't be playing it. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Prey. The Deputy of Acquittals tabled for us, which is good. There is also a choice of another Runner's Bane, but I'm thinking one is pretty good. Deputy can get us out of a jam. Bronzebeak Moa is another pretty good pick out of what's left here. It is a little costly. I haven't really, whenever I've picked it, I've never had it become too effective for me. But nonetheless, it is obviously the best pick for us. Probably wouldn't really consider another Mutant's Prey, just in case. Maybe the Murmuring Phantasm is the better pick. I mean, either of the two isn't really that great, seeing that I'm hoping I don't have to play the Phantasm. I mean, they come in handy when you've got Axebanes that you can tap for mana for every defender that you have. I'm probably going to hate pick something here, or the Leo Decree may. It's sideboardable, so it may come in handy. We'll just take the Wake in hopes of a possibility of maybe putting it to use with tokens that we can possibly get. So yeah, right now I'm a little concerned about that Hydra and who grabbed it. Although I didn't really see any great stuff for Gruul. I mean, I really didn't see any Punish the Enemies. Didn't see any Zerta Druids. Probably just hate the debt. Obviously not going to play it. Well, a couple of good picks here as well. I do like the Sky Check. I do really like the Gift of Urzava. do like the Sapphire Drake. It is a little costly, but it it is, especially if we can pick up some evolvers, it is a good card. I really don't think I can pass on that gift though. I mean, putting it on something that's hexproof is really a great way to just hold on to it. My Ascended Lawmage is already flying, but give it lifelink and beef him up a little bit some way, and it can end up being pretty good. Plus, it gives him a +1/+1, so it does beef him up a little bit. So yeah, probably gonna go for the gift. Would like to see that Skyjet come back around. Don't think it's going to though. And the Prism's okay for fixing. Sylvan Primordial does really help out if you can use them. And again, we do have another Mind Eye Drake, a Millennial Gargoyle that's playable. And for fixing a Verdant Haven, also a Cloudfin Raptor. And as far as fixing goes, we haven't picked up anything for fixing yet. There's obviously nothing in this pack for it. Probably just going to go with the Cloudfin Raptor. Really love being Alley Broker. Just don't think it's the route we're going to be going at this point. Alpha Authority is nice, especially in combination with the gift. Just simply because of the hexproof, if it doesn't get countered some way. Slaughterhorn's a good pick. Frilled Oculus. Hands of Binding is pretty good. I'm thinking Hands of Binding may table in this draft. I really haven't played Alpha Authority yet either, and I'd like to grab it and see if it can be useful. I do think it's going to table though. We're going to go with the Slaughterhorn as a trick or a playable. An Alms Beast. I don't really like it, and obviously not going to take it, seeing that it's completely outside of what we're trying to do. Could go for the fix, could go for the trick. Spire Tracer's also playable, but may or may not need to play something like that in this deck. Really don't like the 1000 Lash being played against me, but obviously I'm not going to hate when I've got a source for a fix here, which I'm probably going to take. Court Street Denizen can come in use depending on if you have other white creatures coming out, which at this point we don't have too many. Well, we have 4. Do already have a Slaughterhorn. Don't know if the Scab Clan Charger is really necessary right now. It does come in pretty useful as a trick, obviously, or another playable creature. I think I'm going to go for the, to help out the curb a little bit. Which isn't really a big help. I mean, we're not too bad on the curb right now. I think I'm just going to go for the Denizen. Another Alpha Authority. Madcap skills I would obviously like, but not playable in this deck. And a Sage's Road Denizen. gonna go ahead and go with the Denizen. With it probably being the best pick for us there, I think. Nothing really too great here for us. I mean, we've got the one trick, which could come in use. Don't really like the Screecher. Well, I should say I wouldn't really like to play against it. But it's weird that it's a late pick here, but it may benefit somebody at this point still. Sorry folks for these pauses here. I don't have a way to pause the video because I'm using Fraps, and if there is a way, I don't know about it. So if any of you folks know about a way in Fraps to do that, go ahead and let me know. Picks here, obviously the Death Cult Rogue. That's what we go with. Obviously it'd be in our deck a cost of at least 2 blue, which can be a little troublesome, but overall happy to take that with what we have for options there. Really works well if it's unblockable with the gift as well. You kind of just hope, obviously, that you're playing somebody that isn't like an Orzhov or something that you're playing with rogues. We can go with the Totally Lost to help us out in a bind. Nothing else really playable for us. I mean, the Course Blockade could cause a problem, but it's really rare. I mean, somebody would have to sacrifice to give it Death Touch, so gonna go ahead with the Totally Lost. May or may not put it in. Most likely, I'm thinking not. But and we don't have really any sources of removal yet either. Probably just gonna go with the Gargoyle here. I mean, it's playable. Don't see anything else really. Picking up anything else would really be to our advantage. Really, it seems black is pretty open. I mean, Shadow Slice is a pretty good card, especially for Dimir guys and flyers that can get in and Cypher. Probably just going to get the Death's Approach out of there. Yeah, Call the Nightwing is decent. Spell Rupture is okay. Probably the best pick for us. Sideboardable. Probably get the Extorter out there. I guess the Razor Tip Whip. Probably not going to make the cut. Well, kind of wish we were playing black now, or had a way to splash for it. I mean, we could find a way, I guess, in these packs. Just gonna see what Vraska's going for. 4.5, 5. As far as what else will be passing here, I mean, I do like the Arrestor for his effect when he comes out. I do like the X-Bane for fixing. Possibility that it might wheel back to us, but definitely know this one won't be coming back, and don't mind taking it for the 5 tickets, plus I need it for the collection. probably won't be playing it. A couple of decent picks for us here. Probably going to go with the Selesnya Charm. As well, aerial predation would work well against opponents with flyers, seeing that we've got a couple of flyers that we plan to use. But I think the best pick and what would come most in handy is the Charm. Do you like the effect of the Soulsworn Spirit? Do you like the Axebane for fixing? And really, I do like the Slime Molding if you get the mana for it to make a beefy guy, plus in combination with cards that'll allow you to populate. Comes in handy too, although Wake of the Reflections is my only card that's going to do that for me. Gonna go with the Axebane just for the fix. I do like Pursuit of Flight if we were playing red, and if we were, I'd probably go for that. We have a Fairy Imposter, Vassal Soul, Rune Wing, and Towering Indrik. I mean, the Vassal Soul is easily playable. Rune Wing's a little more costly. I do like the effect that when it dies, you draw a card, though. Probably just going to go for the Vassal Soul. And I do. Fairy Imposter comes in handy as well once in a while, seeing that it takes the place of somebody else. So if somebody's locked down or something like that, it can help out. Again, we've got another charm. We do have a removal here. Only thing about Avenging Arrow that I don't like is obviously that somebody has to, well, a creature has to deal damage. But it is removal nonetheless, which we don't really have any great removal. Can't remember what we took as far as that goes. Oh, I might not have, oh, totally lost. I think we'll go with the charm. Two of them might be a little more helpful. Do you like the Rootborn defenses, especially with beefy guys? I mean, even not so beefy. Do you like the quicker cast of Centaur Healer, though? Do you like the trick? Yeah, I think it's between the Centaur Healer and the Giant Growth. Probably going to go for the Centaur Healer. Probably cut some other guy that we don't need in our deck. Do you like the Nightly Valor? Not too sure what Psychic Spiral does. Okay. Not really. I don't see it being too helpful for us over the Nightly Valor. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the Valor, and we'll see what happens. While the Injunction is helpful, I like the Detain and I like the draw card. Spear Skywatch as well, a good card with the Detain effect. Wouldn't mind taking a 6-drop, so we have one. And it's a flyer. I'll give it a shot. I do like the tablet for gaining some life, especially if you've got a few multicolors, which we do. But obviously, I think the giant growth trick is probably what's going to be most handy for us. And probably most playable. I don't really like Caracal. All I really like is its lifelink effect. I just hate that it's a 1/1, but it's cheap. Um, Probably would rather go for the Sentry, if anything. Don't know if I'm going to throw him in there. And he does take a decent amount of mana for regeneration. Well, the Doorkeeper helps with the Axebane. Wouldn't mind having a cancel. I think the Doorkeeper for fixing may be a little more helpful. We'll just take the Dispel. Probably would rather not have that shadow out, but it doesn't really matter. Don't think anyone's really going too heavy black intensive. So I have to make a few cuts here out of what we picked. But it doesn't seem too bad. Got some decent stuff here that we can play. Not the best. Would like to have gotten a little more removal. Probably should have taken that edict when I saw it. But we shall see. Obviously, don't know if I want to throw the Brassica in there or not. I mean, I can possibly get her out. Really, the only way I can do that, though, is with the Axebane. We'll see. We'll come back to her. So right there, we're looking at throwing two more in. Well, I really don't know if I want to risk getting Vraska in there. I mean, I really don't think it's that great of an idea. Good on the creature count. I mean, I would like to get that Runner's Bane in as well. just don't know if the deputy is too necessary, other than it does work with the denizen. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 playables that would work with her. Possibly cut the Sage Rose Denizen. Get the Runner's Bane in there. I mean, if we go with what we have now, we're pretty much counting on hoping to just keep getting in without much removal. I mean, we have really no removal in there. I mean, you can throw the Totally Lost in there, but then most likely they're just able to bring him out their next turn. Does block them from drawing their next card that turn, though, that they would possibly be expecting. So we'd know what they'd be getting. The decree would be helpful for a turn as well. We'll see what happens. If anything, I mean, at least it's sideboardable. Really wish I had a fixing for black. As far as like a guild gate or a clue stone would go. I just really don't want to count on my only source for a fix for black being that Axebane Guardian. We'll see what they suggest for lands. Obviously don't need any of those. No, we can't throw one more in. Actually, no, we can't. We're at 17 lands now with this. So let's see how many blue sources we're down to here in our deck. Looks like we're pretty even. So we got a source for green and blue. Yeah, probably gonna go with the extra plane. And that will just essentially be 6, 6, and 6. I think that would work out the best. Just seeing if there's any last minute picks that I'd be thinking about, or swaps, I should say. Well, we'll give it a shot. All right, folks, I'm going to go ahead and stop this video, and we'll see you back for